Conformity is doing what everybody else is doing, regardless of what is right. Morality is doing what is right, regardless of what everybody else is doing. Do you feel like one person can't make a difference? Well, I don't agree with that. I've been told by people close to me that I'm only one person, therefore I'm unable to make a difference, that I cannot make a difference. And I just think that that saying is just total well, I was going to say bullshit, but it's really human shit. I mean, at the end of the day, shit is shit. But when it comes from humans, I think it's worse, so whatever. Human shit. It's human shit in my eyes, because one person can make a difference. I mean, how many people is Martin Luther King? How many people is Malcolm X? How many people is Gandhi? How many people are all these people throughout history that have changed the minds of the masses, the minds of the majority? I mean, there's a reason slavery doesn't exist in 2014, at least not the way that it was during the 1940s, the 1950s. There's a reason why the majority of people don't agree with racism. There's a reason why the majority of people today don't agree, at least here in the United States, don't agree with sexism. And we're seeing it with homosexuality as well. I mean, just not too long ago, so many people was raging against gay marriage. And now, I believe 50, at least it was, I think it's 51, or it's been documented. There was like a what do you call those things? It was like a new statistic that went around. At least 51 or 52% of Americans in 2014, as of today, now believe that gay marriage should be legal. And not too long ago, that wasn't the case. I'm talking about like just a few years back. The point is, times are changing, times do change, and I feel like just because you're part of the majority, just because you're part of the higher group, I don't see why people feel like they have to criticize things or ridicule people before fully understanding something. And we see that time and time throughout history, yet humans keep making the same mistakes. Yet humans are supposed to be the more intelligent species, the more higher species. Well, if we're so intelligent, then why do we keep repeating history? If we're so intelligent, then why do we keep discriminating and harming others? When someone doesn't look like us, when someone doesn't act like us, when someone doesn't talk like us, when someone doesn't walk like us, we automatically ridicule it, especially if it's not socially accepted. I'm not saying that vegans are like being like killed, or I'm not saying that people are going out murdering vegans. I don't know, maybe there was a case that happened, I don't know, but I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm not even comparing the struggle of veganism towards the African American struggle in the United States, but what I am comparing is what the animals go through. And what the animals go through is extremely horrific. It's barbaric. It's out of this world. And it's one of those things that it's so horrible to think about that we turn away automatically. Like, it's really just that, it just has that impact, that crazy impact on us that we don't even want to go there. I think it goes back to one of the videos that I made, which was something like, don't stop the pictures, stop the violence. Really, a lot of this stuff is not really a joke. I mean, this is like real life issues. This is everyday issues. And as much as people want to laugh at the suffering of, I just feel like it's too easy to say, I don't care. It's too easy for people to say, bacon tastes good, whenever like there's a picture, or whenever they see or hear about, whenever vegans talk about veganism, whenever vegans talk about the struggle of animals, I feel like it's too easy to mock that idea. And it's easy because we laugh at it because we don't want to go there. And there's a reason we don't want to go there. Why do you think we don't want to go there? Why do you think we turn away? It's so violent that we don't want to think about it. These things happen on a daily basis. I'm not telling people to go and sit around and find a tissue box and watch animal slaughter videos all day long. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, then yes, go right now and see. I would suggest you watch Earthlings. Earthlings, I believe, is free on YouTube still. So that video is up, and even if it's not, I'm sure it's available somewhere online. And even on Netflix, if you have Netflix, there's Forks Over Knives, there's Vegucated, and I think Earthlings, no, Earthlings is not there. But what I'm saying is, I'm not asking people to become martyrs. I'm not asking people to be like sad all the time, depressed all the time. That's a reason why people refrain from coming into this lifestyle. That's because they don't want to be sad. Nobody wants to be sad. Nobody wants to live a sad life. I've said it before. And it's just easy to conform, but we need to do what is right. And I'll just read the quote again. Conformity is doing what everybody else is doing, regardless of what is right. Morality is doing what is right, regardless of what everyone else is doing. I think it goes back to thinking about what others think about us. I think the reason why a lot of us refrain from coming into this lifestyle also is because of the social aspect that surrounds veganism. I feel like people feel like they don't want to be alone. I think, well, the first thing is they don't want to change. That's the first thing. I don't want to change. Don't change me. Well, here's my thing. I'm not responsible for who goes vegan, just like I'm not responsible for who doesn't go vegan. Let me repeat that. I'm not responsible for who goes vegan, just like I'm not responsible for who doesn't. I might have inspired people to think about the suffering of animals. I might have inspired people to open their hearts, open their minds, but I'm not the reason people go vegan, if they did go vegan because of me, and many have. From 2012, when I went vegan, all the way down to now, like over 2.5 years already, pushing 3 years, I have inspired people, and people, like within that time frame, I have gathered enough testimonies, emails, or whatever, comments that have said to that people who wrote to me telling me that thank you for sharing this. I'm gonna start on the path. I'm gonna, just those things. Like, they've been inspired to wake up. That's because I have put myself in a position where I feel like some things are more important than me and me caring about what other people think about me. One of the most toughest things about this lifestyle when you first come into it, or when you first think about it, or even consider it, like give it any consideration, is people, they fear that they don't want to be alone. They fear social disapproval. They fear that no one's going to understand them. People are going to think that they're weirdos. And you know what? Now that I think about the history of my own life, and I look back at the chapters of where I've been in life, I've been the goth kid, I've been the feminine gay guy, and like the guy who wears the eyeliner and the wigs and all of that shit. And now that I've left those things behind, and I really look at my life, and people, they comment me and they tell me that I'm weird, or I'm a weirdo for not eating animals. Now that I think about it, I'm starting to understand more and more how the human mind works. I'm starting to get a better understanding of the human animal. There's really nothing that anyone can say to me that will ever make me feel like I'm crazy, that there's something wrong with me. Every time that I've gone with my instincts and what I feel in my heart to be right, it always proved me right. But every time that I become a little insecure, when I start feeling down, when I start putting myself down, when I start thinking about what other people are thinking about me, when I let those thoughts get in my head, when I'm going along with the majority of people, it always backfires on me, and it always makes me feel like I'm shit, like I feel like shit. And That's why sometimes you just have to be yourself. It's not really up to you to figure out why people feel a certain way towards you. They probably feel a certain way towards you because that's how they feel about themselves. If they feel like you're crazy, you're weird, maybe it's because they feel like they're crazy and they're weird. If they feel like they have to be negative all the time, then maybe it's a reflection of their own life and how they live on a daily basis and how they feel about themselves on a daily basis. So if you want to be negative, then maybe that's how you feel. And you're not going to place that on me. I just want to leave you guys with a quote from Ellen DeGeneres that I really love, and it was in one of her stand-ups. I can't remember the name. I can't remember which one it was exactly, but she said, "It's amazing how much time we put into thinking about what other people think about us, when in all reality, everyone else is just thinking about what we think about them." So, I want to leave you with that quote. So just be yourself, be authentic. The majority of the people isn't always right. We see it time and time again throughout history. Don't feel like you're alone. If you feel like you're alone, get involved in community. The vegan community, the veg community. There's so many pages on Facebook, at least, that you can like and subscribe to. I've made so many friends on these pages, on these support group pages, and I'm telling you, for the first time, I actually feel like I'm part of a community. Like, I can honestly say that. Like, for the first time, like, even back then, like, before I discovered veganism, like, being in the gay community, I've never felt like I was ever part of the gay community. Sexual orientation, it doesn't really matter, I guess. Like, it just doesn't matter. I mean, it is when people are being killed. It is in a time where, I don't know, people are stripped away from their rights, but I don't feel like it was one of those things that was like life and death. I feel like with veganism, it is one of those things that involves life and death, the lives of animals, the death of animals, and we hold that power in our hand. Every day we make choices. Every single day we make choices, and we have that power to make a difference. And I feel like being in this community, it's like so empowering, because for the first time I actually feel like I can make a difference. When I sit down to eat, when I go out to buy clothes, whatever it is, I feel like I can make a difference each and every single day to help somebody's life, to help an animal's life. And by helping the animals, you also help the planet, so double whammy. But yeah, get involved in community. Never feel like you're alone. You're not alone. You only feel like you're alone because you're unaware that there's so many people out there who's supporting this cause. And you can be part of it. You can do this all by yourself. So I'm just going to stop talking and I'm just going to leave you guys alone. I need to go to sleep. Obviously, I have not slept in hours. I look like crap right now. So I'm just going to go to bed. So I'll see you guys later. Peace and love.